polynomial. A polynomial is a mathematical expression with three or more terms. This is an example of a monomial, which has just this. A binomial is a monomial plus a monomial, and a polynomial is three or more of these monomials. Sometimes you'll end up with this. When you expand this, you're going to end up with a polynomial. To expand, you use FOIL, which is first, outer, inner, and last. You multiply these first terms, this term, and the outer term, the inner terms, and the last two. When you FOIL it out, you get x squared plus 3x plus 3x plus 9. When you combine like terms, you get x squared plus 6x plus 9, and that's your final answer. In this case, we have it cubed. So you have x plus 3 times x plus 3 times x plus 3. Now, you do all that with the FOILing, just with more terms. And when you FOIL it out, you get x squared plus 3x plus x squared plus 3x plus 3x plus 9 plus 3x plus 9. Combining like terms, as underlined here with the same color, you get 2x squared plus 12x plus 18, and that's your final answer. Now, when the exponents start getting larger, things start getting complicated. And we have a shortcut for that. This is Pascal's triangle. When you have a binomial and you square it, you use the row with the squared with the 2 in it. And you use these as your coefficients for your polynomial, for your terms. This is how you use it. In this case, we have x plus 3 to the 4th. The row that we're using is 1, 4, 6, 4, and 1. You have this variable, and you put it to the power, decreasing as the terms go on. In this case, you have x to the 0, which just equals 1. In front of these terms, you put the coefficient of the number that is in Pascal's triangle. So you have 1x to the 4th, 4x to the 3rd, 6x squared, 4x, and then 1. Now for each of these terms, because we have a constant, which is 3, we multiply by 3 times, or 3 to the exponent, increasing as these go on. So you have times 3 to the 0, 3 to the 1st, 3 to the 2nd, 3 to the 3rd, and 3 to the 4th. When you multiply these out, you get x to the 4th plus 12x cubed plus 54x squared plus 108x plus 81. And that's your final answer. Now, Pascal's triangle gets a little weird when you have really, really large exponents. So we have this formula for expansion. This is the summation symbol. Here you have n over k in parentheses, a to the n minus k, b to the k. You have k equals 0, which is your starting term. For example, x plus 3 to the 8th. You take this exponent and you put it in where n is. K equals 0 because you want your starting number. You put 8 over 0, which is n over k, and you have it here, times a to the 8th, which is n minus k, which is k, 8 minus 0, plus 8 over 1, you increase k for each term. You have 8 over 0, which in your calculator, in your graphing calculator, you can do 8 NCR 0, and you replace this 0 with every value in these parentheses. Because we have this 3 constant, you have the 3 here increasing every time your exponent for your terms. If you want to find one term in a polynomial, we have this formula. T sub k plus 1 equals nck x to the n minus k y to the k. For example, we have x plus 3 to the 8th in parentheses, and we need to find the 5th term. Down here you set t sub 4 plus 1. You want to set k equal to 4 because you want to get to 5. We have n equals 8, which is the exponent. You have c and then 4, which is k, which is this one. And then you have x to the 8 minus 4, and then y to the 4th. when you simplify this, you get t to the 5th, 8c4, x to the 4th, y to the 4th. And this you enter into your calculator. When you get this answer, you go down here, t to the 5th, 70 times x to the 4th times y to the 4th. And that's your final answer for the 5th term. Now, if we need to see if a polynomial, or see if a binomial is a factor of a polynomial, we can do long division. We have this x plus 3, and you divide it by 2x squared plus 12x plus 18. We need to see if this will go into this polynomial. So you take this 2x squared and see if x will go into it. It goes in 2x times. You take this 2x and multiply it by 3, and you get 6x. You take the answers. X times 2x is just 2x squared, and 3 times 2x, which is 6x. And you subtract that from this term, from this binomial. This will equal 0, and this will equal 6x. You move this 18 down, and you see if x will go into 6x. How many times? It goes in 6 times. And then you take this 6 and multiply it by 3, and you get the 18. And when you subtract this, you get 0. And 0 means no remainder, and it means that this binomial is a factor of this polynomial. Now, long division can get tedious, especially if you have really, really big polynomials. So we have something called synthetic division. You take this, you have this problem, x plus 3 divided into 2x squared plus 12x plus 18. You set this binomial equal to 0, and you get the value of x, which is negative 3. You take this negative 3 and put it on the outside of this upside-down division symbol. You take your coefficients of each term in this polynomial, and you put them here. You have the 2, 12, and 18. You take this 2 and you just move it down. And then you take negative 3 times 2, and you take the answer of these two and put it here, which is negative 6. You subtract 6 from 12, you get 6, multiply it out again, you get negative 18. When you subtract those, you get no remainder. Now you take this variable and you take minus 1 of the exponents and you put it here. So 2x squared without one of the x's is 2x, and you have them decreasing as you go on, which means this doesn't have an x on it. Your answer is 2x plus 6, which means that this x plus 3 is a factor of 2x squared plus 12x plus 18. And that's all you need to know about polynomials. Good luck!